It's a smear. He never wrote that. He never said that. Stop lying about Tommy Robinson.
Get your finger out of my face.
I'll get my finger wherever I want.
He's a leftist.
Don't lie. If you're gonna bring something real.
All he has brought here to this country.
Oh, what?
Now,
What?
Hey, get back! Get back!
As you mentioned, I've heard many bad things regarding Tommy, and I was asking at the beginning of the war when I first hear his statements regarding Hamas and against radical Islam, and I said, why wouldn't we connect with this very interesting guy, with this very passionate leader? And really many people had said bad things about him, and I said maybe I'll need to wait. And I was for a year and a half following almost every tweet, every event, every interview, listening and saying, I'm looking for this anti-Semitic comment. I never heard anything anti-Semitic from Tommy Robinson.
And if you had heard,
never.
And if you had heard, what would you do?
I wouldn't invite him.
So if I bring it to you now,
I would I would condemn it.
Is there anything tonight when you were sitting here that made you feel a bit? Ooh, I don't agree with that. Nothing. Everything he said here, you agreed with 100%.
He mentioned the groom gang in the UK, which was a very big story and very important story. I think that he understands the problem with radical Islam, with what's going on all across Europe.
Do you also think that the border deputies is in cahoots with the pro-Palestinian movement?
Somewhat, yes.
I was on the board. The board.
You were on the board.
I would say this.
And the Jewish Leadership Council and the Union and UJA.
Let me
They're all
answer.
left-wing. Yes.
Let me answer regarding. Look, I've been in touch with the board of deputies. Unfortunately, I never attacked them publicly. They were the one to go against me on a personal level, and against Tommy on a very personal level with very nasty words. So I think that was a miserable decision by the board of deputies to undermine the efforts of the Israeli government to decide that this is a democratic elected government. We are a conservative government. We work with conservative leaders worldwide. I'm very proud to work with Santi Abascal from Vox. I'm very happy to work with Wilders, Orban, or other leaders. Despite we can have disagreements here and there, that's okay, but we are working with conservative leaders. Now, regarding the Board of Deputies, I wish they would see the true nature of the work of Tommy, and I think it's strategic important to connect with leaders who are standing with Israel proudly, standing against Hamas
One
proudly.
last question for you,
Yeah,
Mr.
sure.
Shikley. If shall be very
English.
Oh, okay. What's in English? You send me the. I don't know what.
It's live now. There's probably
live?
150,000 people watching you make a fool of yourself.
It's good that there's honest reporting.
That's right.
As Minister of the Diaspora, not Foreign Minister, Minister of the Diaspora, the Jewish communities overseas. Do you think you have helped the Jewish community in the UK today by doing this? As diaspora,
Yeah.
not
100%.
strengthening
100%.
Israel.
I would say yes, and yes, and I'll tell you why. You know what? I go to France when we worked with RN, with Jordan Bardella and Marine Le Pen, and when I saw Marine Le Pen standing with the Jewish community at the beginning of the war in a march against anti-Semitism, and I saw Macron, that he didn't come, he didn't show up, and I said, Rega, what's going on? She's going to the event, she's with the Jewish community, and he's banning. And next, she spoke against the ICJ decisions. She spoke against recognizing a Palestinian state after October 7th. The same goes to Bardella. So, and I think that in France and in the UK, the greatest threat for the Jewish community is radical Islamist. We also, what happened in Manchester, we all know the name of the murderer. His name is Jihad, okay? His name speaks for himself. That is the threat for the Jewish community. And without bold leadership, and Keir Starmer is not a bold leader, is actually not a leader, but we need serious leaders, who identify the threat.
And you see
for
Tommy Robinson as a serious leader.
I think
Yeah,
that a man that brings
Tommy
1
Robinson
million.
as a serious leader
I think that-
who has a moral compass, who shares the values that you share.
Yes.
You share the same values as Tommy Robinson.
Some of them. Yeah,
Which
some of them,
which
yeah, most of
value
them. Most of them. We are both
so
conservative.
the only thing you pinpointed tonight is because he said something against a Jewish board of deputies. All right, so there you have it, guys. The one leftist, he tried to trip up the minister to say, do you support everything he said tonight? And what was the big issue? What was the big issue? Is that, my goodness, he said that the Jewish board of deputies were no good. Well, as a Jew, as a past Jewish board of deputies
I was
guy,
on the board of deputies. And
how are they? Do you agree with what Tommy
I'm
Robinson
gonna
said
say
about
this,
it
Tommy.
tonight?
I now live in Israel. Not the only reason. One of the reasons I moved to Israel is I was so sick and fed up of our Jewish communal institutions.
I think I got another anti-Semite.
That was one of the reasons I immigrated to Israel last year.
He's another anti-Semite. Mate, you haven't got. Give me one thing of substance. I'll get you up there with Tommy. One thing in.
have a conversation.
Mate, you're a lying smear artist.
They're all Labour Party officials.
You absolutely are. You're a liar. You brought up an article from something he didn't write. Give me one thing that he's ever said against Jews. Give me one thing.
With him.
Why would he talk to a liar? There's enough media out there. Is he an anti-Semite? Is he an
I moved
anti-Semite?
to Israel because I was so fed up with the Jewish community. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter.
You're the problem. You're the problem for British Jews. People like you.
I was on the board of deputies, and I could tell you, everyone.
It's a mistake, but it is the problem. I don't look. I'm disagreeing passionately.
The people on the board of deputies, they're rich, middle class. People don't wear kippot. They're mainly Reform Jews, not Orthodox Jews, and they're obsessed with being like in the highest levels of British society. They want to be in the House of Lords. They want, preferably for the Labour Party. They're all Labour Party officials. They want to get MBEs and OBEs. And the way to do that is not to cozy up to someone like Tommy Robinson. Because if you cozy up to Tommy Robinson, you're not going to get an MBA.
You'll get an invite to Luton Hotel.
No, they have to do interfaith events with Muslims.
Do you think that this trip has been a success? You invited him this is a state visit. It's controversial. Do you regret it, or do you think this has been successful? You look like you're walking with regret.
I think it was a very important decision. I wasn't aware that it's gonna cause that much of attention and opposition. And from I was expecting the board of deputies to go against it, but maybe in a more polite way. But we are really, as Tommy said, we are welcoming the board of deputies to join us and to understand that this is a partner of the Jewish people, the Zionist movement, and that's it.
Well, Tommy did say that he will welcome everyone with open arms, even those that have rallied against him. And I think that actually shows the kind of man he is.
I think that one thing about Tommy, authenticity, that's something that is so much in need today. Authentic leadership. People who say the simple truth, who speak to ordinary people in the most simple words. And that is something that we can see with Trump, and we can see it with Milei, and we can see it with Abascal, and we can see it with Salvini, and more people that are, that are being called populist as a bad thing. But I think that these true leaders are the real thing.
The mainstream media is doing their best, not just in Britain but around the world, to demonize Tommy and Israel for doing this and to present this as something that it's absolutely not. But TommyandIsrael.com, that's why we're here, and we're not taking any money from anyone, not even the Israeli government, no government ever, because we are independent, and that's why we love it, but we need your help to do it. It is not cheap to be here and follow Tommy around, but it's worth it. TommyandIsrael.com.